Hey everybody, I'm coming making this video message, and this video is not necessarily spiritual. It's more so informative, and I just wanted to remind all men and all women of something. And before I get into the message, let me tell you this, and I'm gonna break down exactly why I'm talking to you all about what I'm talking to you all about in this message. First of all, if you are a man or a woman, you are a man or a woman before you are anything else. Let me say that again. If you were born a man, a male or a female, because a man is an adult male human being. That's what a man is, an adult male human being. A woman is an adult female human being. But I want you all to know that regardless of any failures or flaws or faults, even irresponsibilities that you've had in your life, it does not take away from you being a man or a woman. About maybe, I want to say, if it wasn't 10 years ago, it may have been 8 or 9 years ago, I made a video message talking about this. But at the time, I did not have nowhere near, I didn't even have half of the people on my platform back then that I do now. So I felt that it was imperative to update this message, because I know it's going to encourage and uplift a lot of you, whether you are saved or unsaved. This is just facts. It's just facts. It's not my personal opinion. These are real facts. Stop allowing people to come and tell you that you are not a real man or a real woman. Now, I know some of you all, you're going to feel some type of way about this, because we have a habit as human beings of looking at somebody and taking away what their rightful title is based off mistakes that they've made, or based off failures in their lives, or based off imperfections that they have. And we will have have a bad habit of telling them, where you're not this or that because you don't have this, or you don't have that, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. We have a bad habit of this. But I want to remind you that what God, because like I said, it's not necessarily a spiritual video, but you all know I'm going to always include God in it, because it's part of the facts. If God created you to be a male and you are over the age of 21, where you're 21 and up, you are a man. Can you be a lazy man? Can you be a abusive man? Can you be an alcohol or drug addicted man? Can you be an irresponsible father as a man? Can you be a lying man? Can you be a cheating man? Yes, you can be all those things, but it does not take away from you being a man. You are still a man. It does not remove you from being a male. It does not remove you from being a man. Let me go to the women. If you were born a female, you are a woman once you turn 21. They say 18. 18 is just the age of consent. In some states, it's 17. I'm not getting into that. I talked about that before. But at the age of 21, you are a full-grown woman. Can you be a lazy woman? Yes. Can you be a procrastinating woman? Yes. Can you be a bad mother as a woman? Yes. Can you be a bad wife as a woman? Yes. Can you be a cheating woman? Yes. Can you just be irresponsible? Yes. You could be all those things, but it does not take away from you being a woman. Please, my beautiful brothers and sisters, stop allowing society, stop allowing certain friends, stop allowing your parents, stop allowing somebody you're in a relationship with, stop allowing the person you're married to, if you're married, to tell you that you are not a man or a woman, or stop allowing them to tell you you are not a real man or a real woman, because they are bringing up your flaws and they are bringing up your faults. It never goes away with you being a man or a woman, in spite of what you do or don't have. There are people, and society does this as well. They will tell you you are not a real man or you are not a real woman if you don't have a home, or if you don't have a job, or if you don't have a car, or if you don't have a certain amount of money. People will link you being a man or link you being a woman to material possessions. And see, I don't need anybody to come up here and say, well, a man or a woman, they supposed to have this stuff, because you really ain't no real man or you really ain't no real woman if you don't have no money, or if you don't have no car, or if you don't have no job. How you taking care of yourself? We already know the arguments that kick off. We already know the debates that people have. But if you're intelligent enough, you know exactly what I'm insinuating here. You know what I'm insinuating here. Under no circumstances am I justifying or promoting and condoning irresponsibility, abuse, addiction. I'm not promoting any of that. But what I'm saying is that you still are a man or a woman, regardless of what people think about you, regardless of what they say about you, regardless of what you do or don't have. The reason why I'm making this video message also is because a few days ago, I was talking to a male family member of mine, and there was an elder, not necessarily an elder, but the man that was talking to this particular family member that's very close to me. This male was telling this male family member of mine that they are a real man because he has 3 cars and he has a lot of money. And so when this family member came to me, I'm like, what does his cars and his money have to do with anything? That doesn't make him a man, because he can lose all of his cars, he can lose all of his money, but he would still be a man. He would just be a broke man. He would just be a carless man. If he lost his job, he would just then be a jobless man, but he's still a man. So what was the purpose of him saying these things to you? So this family member said, well, he was saying that to me because right now I don't have a lot of money and I don't have a car. So I guess he felt the need to brag and throw in my face all these cars and all this money that he has. I literally had to remind this particular family member of mine, who is a man, it doesn't matter that right now you don't make a lot of money, because he has a job, but he doesn't have a car. I said, but who is this guy to tell you that you're not a man because you don't have a car? So he thinks he's one because he's bragging about material possessions. A real man would know that your cars and your money, even how your body looks, that doesn't prove that you're a man. That doesn't make you a man. You are a man from the beginning of time if that's what God created you from the dust to be. Period. If you go outside right now and you see a homeless man or a homeless woman in the gutter, I don't care if they crack addicted, where they out of their mind, they don't even know their name, they don't even know what's going on around them, and they have on 10 coats, that is still a man, that is still a woman. They are just a homeless man or a homeless woman who has lost their mind. They have mental health issues. But it does not take away from them being a man. It does not take away from them being a woman. Some people are slower to get certain things in life, and that is a whole other conversation that we don't need to get into, because their journey is not your journey. My journey is not your journey, and vice versa. You can't compare your life and the pace that you move at to the lives of other people and the pace that they move at, because you have not gone through what they've gone through. But I think all of us are out of order. I'm including myself in this. If we've ever tried to take away from a woman being a woman simply because of her mistakes, or simply because she doesn't do things the way that we do them as women. The same thing applies to men. A man is out of order. I don't care who that man is. I don't care if he's a celebrity. I don't care if he's filthy rich. I don't care if he's the most anointed vessel that God created. Okay, at the end of the day, he is wrong to tell another man that he's not a man if he is not doing what he's doing, or he doesn't have what he has. Now, it's a difference. You could tell a man, you know what? You a lazy man. You lazy, bro. Or you lazy, sis, you got to do this, you got to do that. But don't you ever allow anybody to tell you you're not a man or you're not a woman. You are that, because that's what God created you to be. You are a man or a woman before you are anything. First, you are God's child. Okay, like I said, I want to tell you all again, I'm not trying to make this video spiritual, but I can't help but include God in it, because see, I know who I am. I know who God created me to be. But having this conversation with this family member, it reminded me of making a video about this years ago. So clearly to me, I'm like, I need to talk about this again, and I need to update it, because it's so many new people here, and it's a lot of you young people that follow me. It's not just my elders. This is why I welcome all ages here, young, middle age, and old. I welcome all ages here. But all I'm saying, guys, is if you are at a point in your life where people are approaching you because your life just does not look good right now, it does not look favorable, you excuse me, you have a lot of failures, you have had a lot of delays and setbacks, you have a lot of little ugly, unappealing ways about yourself. I don't care what it is. If you were born if you were born a female, you are a woman once you turn grown. That's what a woman is. If you are an adult female human being, you're a woman. The definition of that didn't say, God didn't even say in his word, okay, well, you know what? A woman is a woman that does this, 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 and this. Now, God has a list and a criteria for what a Proverbs woman is. But God didn't say, okay, if you are not a Proverbs woman, that you're not a woman. You probably not a Proverbs woman. You probably don't have the ways of a Proverbs woman, but you still a woman. The Bible also says that a man who cannot take care of his family is worse than an infidel. But not once in that scripture did God say a man is not a man if he cannot feed his family. God said a man who cannot take care of his family, I'm paraphrasing, is worse than an infidel. That's what God said. But God never took away the title of a man because of what he could not do for his family or because of what he could not do for his wife, period. That's what this entire video message is. And I unapologetically put this out. I boldly and courageously put it out because I'm tired. Who the hell do you think you are to go and tell somebody they're not a man or they're not a woman because their life is not set up like yours? In the twinkling of an eye, you can lose everything that you've worked hard to get. So then that would mean that you only believe you're a man because of your accomplishments. But there are men out here who don't have a job. They don't have a home. They don't have a car. They don't have a lot of money. But they are every aspect of what a man is. Spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. They are quicker. I know men who don't have half of what some of these arrogant, pompous men have. And they are quick to protect a woman versus a man that I know owns businesses, drives luxury cars, and wears expensive jewelry and designer clothes. I know a man that lacks a whole bunch of stuff, several men that I know. And they are very, very loving, very respectful of women. And they don't have a quarter of what a lot of these men have, vice versa. I know some women out here, oh, they not prissy. They don't have all these fancy clothes. They don't have this big, beautiful home and big, beautiful car. They cannot buy their child or children all these extravagant and expensive gifts. But they are more of a woman in a sense of spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. They have many fruits of the Spirit. They are not disrespectful to men. They are not disrespectful to their parents. They are not disrespectful and rude and ignorant and ghetto to their friends. They are not liars. Do they have imperfections? Absolutely. Do they have some more growing and learning to do? That's all of us. All of us have a lot more growing and learning to do. Who's to say that we're done learning and growing? If we're still living and breathing and we're walking on this earth, all of us are still growing. And all of us are still learning. But again, it doesn't take away from us being women. It doesn't take away from us being, from you all who are men, being a man. It doesn't take away from that. And I don't care how anybody feels about this. Those who get it, get it. Those who won't, you won't. You can try to tank this and turn it into everything else, but you will not be able to do that. You look up the definition of what a man is. You look up the definition of what a woman is. If God created you to be an adult, female human being, that's what you are. From birth. Let me change that. Now, you were a little girl when you were born. But once you got up in age, 21 means you are grown. And if you were created as a woman from birth, and you still alive and you are 21 and up, you are a woman. You are grown. In spite of what you've done and been through, in spite of how your life looks. The same for men. Stop letting people tell you who you are. All of you are. You better know who you are. Because I'm going to tell you, the heat has already gotten turned up. People real quick to try to tell you who you are and what you don't have and what you need to be doing and comparing themselves to you. They are blatantly disrespectful. But see, the train stops when you start correcting people and letting them know, oh, I'm a woman before I'm anything. I don't care what you think. I don't care what your personal position is. I don't care what your personal opinion is of me. Who cares what you personally think about me? You can never take away from me being a woman. I don't have to live my life like you. I don't have to raise my children like you raise yours. My house does not have to look like your house. My apartment doesn't have to look like your apartment. I don't have to be on top of things like you're on top of things. But are things in my life that need to get done getting done? Yes, I'm still a woman. I'm still a woman. In spite of mistakes and failures, delays and setbacks. Let people know that. Men, the same thing applies. You still a man. You may have lost your job. You may have lost your car. You may have lost your wife. You may have lost your children because your wife or girl or the mother of your children took them away from you for whatever reason. None of us have to dig into that, but you still a man. Do you need to get yourself together? Do you need to make some improvements? Do you need some deliverance? Yes, we all do. But you're still a man. Nowhere in the Bible does God ever take away our title. Never does God take away our title in spite of our mess, in spite of our imperfections, in spite of our failures, in spite of our disappointments, excuse me, and our offenses to him. He never takes away from us being a woman if that's what he created us to be, or a man if that's what he created that man to be. He doesn't take it away. So why are you allowing the world to try to take it away from you? Why are you allowing that man or woman that's in your life to try to take it away from you? Why are you allowing a family member, a auntie, a uncle, a cousin? How dare anybody try to remove it? They can't. Biologically, they can't. They can't. Period. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.